What what is up, everybody? We are live. We are the Uncle Puckers doing a football show.
Shit show.
Tim, Tony, Chris. Yes, this is our Tuesday shit show where we're going to talk some football and whatever else is on our mind. So, what's up, boys? How's everybody doing this fine Tuesday morning?
Good, good. And
Pretty good.
Tim,
That's
we were talking about it right before we signed on a little bit,
Yeah.
but you had us watch this documentary. And ever since Tim told me to, I will say this, I didn't even hear of the documentary. I only saw it on the thumbnail once when I was that week. Ever since I've seen it, every day I'm hearing about it constantly. I'm seeing pictures of, I even remember it was Kendra, right? Or something, that awful
Yeah.
mom.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that was way more fucked up than I thought it was going to be, Tim.
That's just the reveal that it's the mom sending it to the daughter. I'm still pretty rattled by it. I'm just like, I cannot believe this person did this, exists. And like I'm almost more bothered by the second half of the first half of the documentary, like this is kind
The
of lame. Like these are
forgiveness.
just sort of like corny, Midwestern teenagers.
Uh,
And then the second half just devolves into fucking chaos. And you're like, what the fuck is like I cannot believe this woman did this. But then all of the reactions once they find out about it, like the daughter being like, I still want a
no big
relationship with
deal.
my mom. And,
and the
like the
daughter's
woman
just
being like,
dumb. Daughter's just a
Didn't even
young
cry.
dumb
yeah,
kid.
I think so. But like,
Yeah, she's just
there's a
young and
lot of
stupid.
unresolved shit. I did watch it again because I made my brother watch it. And because I'm doing the thing where you ever watch something with someone and you're like looking over at them, like waiting for the reaction. Like,
And they're texting, not even paying attention when you say
and I'm
it's so
like, you
important
gotta
to
watch
you.
this part.
Oh, my
And
wife does that all the
and
time.
then like some other things, like the cousin was like, oh, the husband and daughter are gonna play it off like they're victims, but they're part of it too. And she just drops that, and then no other mention of that. And then suddenly she's like, oh, had my own trauma as a kid, and trying to be like, that's just as bad as a parking ticket type of shit. And it's like, no, it's not. You're a
she
bad.
made herself to be really she made herself to be really ugly, just in like the never taking
Yeah.
any kind of accountability for
And
anything
then
she did.
and then like
And
I,
yeah, it was ugly.
and then they were like, we're moving houses. I was like, what's wrong with these people? And she's like, she was lying about 2 jobs. Like, Jesus Christ.
And she's on the
Yeah,
show. That's what amazed me. I'm like, this woman's
and
sitting here telling us. It's
Yeah,
her.
yeah, yeah. That was it's like, oh, this person was here the whole first half of the documentary, like investigating what was happening, and it was fucking
Acting
her.
sincere.
What the fuck?
they
Why are people
my
like
my
this?
daughter sent us an article that was written by, I guess it was a little bit more, gets into some more stories about this mother and the things that she did. And she actually took her family's, like, after Owen and the girl had broken up, she had, like, he was doing some baseball tournament or something down in Florida. She packed up the family, said we have to support Owen, and took the whole family down to Florida. So she just had the hots for this kid. She wanted to fuck her boyfriend, her daughter's boyfriend. And that's really what started. Like, she would spend, like, all this time that she would spend with this kid, going out of her way to just be really fucking weird and creepy, and just say, oh, we're just like family and we're supporting each other. And no, she wanted his D,
Yeah.
which is fucked
Yeah,
up.
let's not. Like I
But
said
isn't that
last time,
weird though? When we were kids in school, like, I mean, and not even related to this special, because that thing was really messed up documentary. But like, I see on the news all the time, especially in Florida, like these teachers who are like 24, 25, who are attractive women, are sleeping
Yeah.
with these kids. Like, where the hell was this when we were kids? Because I don't seem to remember this going on.
I remember I had the like.
Do you ever have a good
and-
looking teacher?
Yeah, I did.
Where though,
Mrs. Gizzarelli. Oh my god.
Mr. Bill?
My shop teacher. God, he only had 3 fingers, but holy shit.
Mr. Strunk, our wood shop teacher, who had no use of his left arm and would actually have to move it with his right arm so he can do things like this. For those in the YouTube channel, I'm making fun of a disabled man. I apologize.
nice, Chris.
just so you guys can get the full video. What?
So I don't know if I've told you guys about this, not to segue away from this weird documentary, but there's kind of a problematic power thing happening in Maryland, like with electricity basically. And like there's AI data centers are popping up everywhere, and they're really becoming like a major drain on resources and stuff like that. So there's a new data center being built in Virginia, Northern Virginia, just outside of DC. And to power it, PSE&G in New Jersey won the contract. So there's like a federal contractor that put a bid out for power companies to do this.
Mhm.
There's this PSE&G won the contract, but they have to get power from a plant in New Jersey to Northern Virginia. So naturally, basically what they're doing is they're putting a giant extension cord over Maryland. Now, what that entails is building these brand new power lines that it's called the Maryland Piedmont Reliability Project. So if there are any pro bono lawyers out there, I could use some help. We're in court with these people, but they're basically trying to use eminent domain to put these power lines basically straight through our farm. They're going to be going right over our fields, over our woods, kind of right through basically half of our yard. So I've sent you the pictures of what my farm looks like. So like that nice view of like down the yard with like the pool in the background. They're going to be huge power towers in the background of that, like big ass A-frame power lines. So we're naturally fighting this, and it's going to cut through all of rural Maryland all the way down to Virginia. And one thing that's happening is they're sending people to various people's properties to survey for these properties. So my brother and I are deciding what kind of fucked up things we're going to do in our woods
To scare them off.
to scare them off. Like I want to get a bunch of I want to either do like a fake pet cemetery or like just a bunch of stuffed clowns and just put them in there. But my brother thinks that's a little extreme. But one thing we're doing is we're carving in the woods that, we haven't been out there much in the past 20 years. So it's pretty overgrown. There are trees everywhere. And we're carving up the property line with our mower to kind of make a nice outline in the woods of the mower that requires us going through the chainsaw, cutting, felled trees and getting sticks and branches and shit out of the way. But while we were doing this, we met our Amish neighbor yesterday. Very nice guy. Little, obviously some cultural differences, I will say, in how we talk, because I talk very quickly, New Jersey, New Yorkish. My brother talks a little slower in Marylandish, and he talks in his sort of Germanic Amish accent, which is very slow.
And you curse a lot, so.
I actually was very, very cognizant of not cursing in front of him.
So Tim, do they watch TV or anything?
No.
No, he has a phone, but that's
how do you talk about?
For emergencies only.
We tell him all about the power lines because he doesn't have fucking the internet, so he doesn't necessarily know that this is happening. My brother's like, oh, you were named in this court case where they're trying to come onto your property, and this guy's like, okay, that's interesting. He's like, what about it? So like,
does he have the sideburns like I picture?
He's got like a big old beard. He's like 30 years old, fucking jacked, man. This guy was standing in front of me like this, 6'3", huge, forearms like this fucking big. And like I showed you that picture, like, yeah, he was out in his field, plowing his field, and he's riding the thing and like whipping his horse, like riding the plow. Is pretty remarkable to watch. So anyway, so he came out to the woods just to be like, I heard the chainsaw. I thought I'd check and see what you fellas are doing. So so met him, very nice guy. So that's kind of the big overarching thing that we have going on, trying to fight these power lines. But that, and speaking of Maryland,
it's the machine.
Yeah, I think we have like 5 to 7 years before the Terminator becomes reality.
Yeah. It's crazy. Think of that Amish guy who doesn't use his phone. He doesn't watch TV. His life is probably much more chill. Like he's probably not stressed about it. He doesn't realize that like what's going on in the world. He probably
they have a very insular, small culture. It's he's growing his crops and they're self-sustaining. I mean, the modern Amish are a little more interactive with society than I think how they're depicted in Witness. Like
they smoke weed.
They have some electricity, and he has a cell phone, and he has.
Well, yeah, they have to charge their cell phones.
Yeah, and he has like 50 or 60 acres that, he definitely has some modern farm equipment there. But
Do they
he is.
drink and stuff or no? Nothing.
I don't. I mean, I think no. They don't. That's kind of one of the
they don't.
cultural no-nos. But the kids, the teenagers go through Rumspringer every year, or not every year, but like I don't really know how it works, but like where they basically get to party for like 2 days.
Yeah. They lose their minds for a couple of days.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Shooting
that's
up.
what they're allowed to do. So, am I okay or am I getting wonky?
It gets a little woggy a little bit, but it's you're hanging in there.
All right. If I got to bed, I'll X off and get back on in a minute.
It's a little fuzzy. So speaking of Maryland, I just want to get this out of the way. I spent all of Sunday night just staring at the ceiling, lying in bed, staring at the ceiling after that loss. I cannot fucking believe what happened. I cannot fucking believe where the Ravens.
The Ravens. I thought of you right away, Tim. I said, fuck.
I don't know why I'm surprised, because this is their MO. This is what they do. Like
It's a hell of a game, though, dude.
They show flashes of being an absolute fucking juggernaut. Like, they were unstoppable. Derrick Henry was running over everybody. Yeah. It's like, this guy isn't just an ageless wonder. And suddenly, one thing happens. That field goal at the end of the first half with 1 second left, where the Ravens were like already off the field. I was like, uh-oh, this doesn't look good. Then Tyler Loop missed the PAT. Then you got the defensive pass interference down at the goal line. And then Henry fumbles, and it's like, once Henry fumbled, I was like, "That's it."
Well, that's what killed you. And as much as I love Henry, like you at that point, you don't need to be stiff arming dudes. Like, you need to just hold that ball and run out clock. And he's going into a pile, kind of stiff arming his dudes, freeing that ball up. Like, he knows better. But as far as the Ravens. The Ravens are one of the best teams in the league. I don't know how even a Raven fan, you lost the game. You lost in, last minute. It was a tale of two games, like last night's game. I thought this was going to be a blowout. I'm like, wow, Buffalo shouldn't even be on the same field with these guys after the first half. Like, I just thought Baltimore was going to roll. Buffalo is so freaking good. Like, that's why they're the two best teams in the AFC. Like, that's what you want to see. Two teams just punching the shit out of each other. And I
want to see one team punching the other team and the other team just staying fucking down.
Well, next week, who do you play?
Well, Lamar was punching, right? He was punching a fan after
I'm
the
still
game.
Fucking sad.
Did he punch a fan?
They didn't punch him really, but Tim, you saw this, right? Lamar coming off, and the fan was being a douche, I guess.
Some kid was he hit Hopkins on the helmet and then went to push Lamar, and Lamar pushed him back.
That Hopkins catch was ridiculous.
The Hopkins catch was ridiculous.
He's still. I love his story. I love his mother's story. If nobody knows about DeAndre Hopkins' mom, go on and look her up on Wikipedia. She's a freaking amazing woman. So
anyway, I wanted to get that out of the way. They play the Browns next week, so hopefully it bounce back. Even though the Browns were kind of frisky against Cincinnati.
Well, the Browns, all right, so let's go through some games, and let's just kind of, before we dive into, next week, let's talk about this week. Even Thursday night, right? Dallas, Philly, we all took losses on that. We took Philly to win, but Philly had an 8.5 spread they had to cover, and they only won by 4, so we all took the L there. But
I was just picking winners. I wasn't picking against the spread.
Dallas was, you should have been, because we were telling you about the spread. But all right.
I did what Tim did too, actually. I just picked the winners.
All right, we could do that then. We'll just do, so we all won. We don't have to go with the spread. We'll just pick winners. So we all won. Anyway, Dallas was surprisingly good. I thought their offense looked pretty decent. Other than CD dropping some really catchable balls, but that's week. It's week 1. I don't put too much stock in that. CD Lamb, everyone knows CD Lamb's a great receiver. He's going to be fine. It just sucks that it happened in a game that you really needed to win or should have won. I think they probably should have. But, Philly, again, defense, it's some question marks this year. I'm not sure how Philly's going to do with losing 10 defensive players, but Jalen Hurts played great. And it was a good game. And I was surprised at how good Dallas played. What did you guys
can't
If I'm a
believe-
Dallas fan, I'm happy about Dak. I mean, I said, hey, he looked
looked
okay.
great.
Yeah, Lamb dropped 4. I think it was 4 passes. They said that last
Yeah.
one. I mean, if he catches, that's a whole different game right there.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of that's the great
he's
thing
gotta
that
re-
we'll
he's
talk
got to
about
reel that
today.
in.
Yeah, those games this week, there was a lot of games that could have went a different way at the end, man. It was a crazy, crazy week.
I haven't read any more fallout from this whole spitting thing. Like that was pretty wild to happen before the game even fucking started.
No, I just heard today that they're probably just going to fine him because he didn't get to take a snap Thursday night. That was basically his game punishment. So they're even saying if this would have happened after one snap and he got thrown out, he probably might be suspended another game. But because
say
he
why?
did miss the full game, why he spit on him?
Yeah, was there like words exchanged or was the
Apparently, Dak spit on the ground, but it was like away from
Front of him.
Carter and just on the ground, and Carter got in his face, and I guess Dak laughed at him and he spit on him, and then he got thrown out of the game like a dummy.
I also saw another angle where Dak spit on him first.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, I didn't see that either.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it was someone, with AI and shit. Like, I don't know if someone made that up or not. But
And then we moved to the Friday night game from Brazil, Kansas City, Los Angeles. Los Angeles wins this 27-21. Me and Tim took the Chargers and Tony took the Chiefs. So this game has Justin Herbert arrived? Like, was this the Justin Herbert coming out party when he has now Jim Harbaugh there? He's got a running game. He's got a good team around, and you can just kind of let him sit back there and slingshot this thing all over the field. Because I like Justin Herbert. Tony, I know you don't, but what did you think about that game?
I don't. It's not that I don't like him. I mean, I would take him on Vegas. But he's not proven, and that's why I'm not sold on this game. Yeah, he looked damn good. He looked great. I mean, you can't hate the kid even. We don't like the Chargers, of course, but for me, he has to start getting through some playoffs. Like, he's been good before. There's a reason that he has the hype, and also Kansas City, man, I think they're going to, like you have said all this whole offseason, they're going to step back a little bit. And plus, traveling to Brazil is probably not but Herbert looked good, man, but I think he's looked good before. Can he get it done when it counts,
Yeah. No, that's
yes,
gonna
he's
remain to be
scary,
seen.
though. I don't hate him at all. Like, he's not a hateable. Like, I always hear so much hype. And when I was we had Carr in Vegas or Oakland, I used to annoy me because I felt like they were kind of doing the same things, but I always felt like people had Herbert on this thing.
I get it.
Of course, Carr didn't succeed. There was injuries. There was a lot of shit. But actually, I don't know if you guys saw it. Mark Davis came out and said yes, they were supposed to have Tom Brady that year that he won the Super Bowl with the Bucks, but what's his name? Gruden fucked it up.
Yeah, Gruden didn't want him. Gruden said,
just
"No,
kinda-
Carr's my guy. I'm going to bed with Carr. That's it."
And he hates him the whole time. Yeah, it's like
Tom, who? Screw you.
and
What were you
also
gonna say?
Gronk was going to come with him. By the way, that was
Of course, they don't go anywhere together. They're attached by the penis.
Jesus.
They're like permanently docking, those two. They just go
Docking.
everywhere together. It's like Chinese finger cuffs. What do you got, Timmy?
I don't know, man. Like the Chiefs have no receiver core, just general vibes. Like I think it was more the Chiefs kind of on their little bit of a downward spiral than anything. I don't know. We'll see how they bounce back, but like Herbert's game, just thought the Chiefs lost that more than anything. Like I don't think they were very good.
No, but I think they weren't good because of the Chargers. I think that Jim Harbaugh had a game plan to beat the Chiefs. They played it to perfection, and I like Herbert. I like this Charger team. I think this Charger team could be a surprising team in the AFC.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, and then we go New York Giants, Washington Commanders, 5.5-point spread. You guys both took Washington. I was fucking I don't know what I was thinking. I said that I believed in the Giants defense. I thought that Russell Wilson was going to be able to go out there and at least play competent quarterback. But I'm convinced at this point in my life, I never, ever, ever need to see Russell Wilson take another snap from under center. Like, this dude is clearly doing it for a fucking paycheck at this point. Like, there's nothing in it he doesn't have anything anymore.
You will see him next week. He's named a starter already.
I don't
Yes,
think
It's
so.
it's
But if you
also
saw,
yeah.
but if you saw how Dayball answered that, he was asked, and he goes, well, yes. Now, then he went on about how it's right after the game. I haven't looked at any tape yet. He didn't say I need to, I got to revisit that decision, but he definitely left it like I'm saying yes because you're asking me right after the game, and I would not be shocked. I wouldn't be surprised if I would be a little surprised if Dart started this week,
Yeah,
but I
maybe
would
two
not be
sets.
surprised if he starts week 3 if Russ plays that poorly. But I
But Russell
personally,
gets pulled right away.
yeah, like I wouldn't even start Russ. Like I've seen enough. Like what do you need? What is Jackson Dart going to play worse than him?
I don't put this on Russ really. I think it's the offensive line, man. It's the same issue they've had for the past 3 years. Like look at Daniel Jones in Indy, and suddenly where he has an actual competent guys in front of him. Like Russell Wilson was fucking running for his goddamn life last night or Sunday.
Yes, but it was still when you're a seasoned veteran like Russ, like you have to be able to navigate that pocket a little better. You got to make better decisions, and then you got to do other things like try the running game, the screen game. There are different extensions of the run game that you can do to kind of help your offensive line. Like I think there was a lot of problems with the Giants offense yesterday, but I just think at this point, and even if it is a lot of the offensive line, is Jackson Dart going to do worse than Russ? I don't know. I don't think so.
I think they would do the same thing that they did to Daniel Jones. Like I don't think Dart should go in. I think they've kind of made their bed with how it's going to go. Like they should probably start Wilson, at least get this offensive line together a little bit. Like this has been their bugaboo for the past couple of years, and I don't see anything changing. And if they put Dart in, he's going to get fucking murdered, and it's going to be Daniel Jones all over again.
What do you think, Tone?
So I think they should stick with him for like 2 or 3 games, kind of like what Tim's saying, but also like you're saying. Eventually, you got to pull him. You have to hope that if he is going to be your quarterback and you are going to make that commitment, that you keep him in there. Just hope that he gets it going, builds a rhythm with his guys. I'm not surprised though if I would think he was definitely. I think he definitely starts next game. I know they said he did, but who knows? You never know. Like Chris is saying. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets pulled by I'll say the end of that game, because I think you got to at least give the guy a couple of games. But if you get totally frustrated by the end of like the second game of the season, say they're getting blown out, maybe throw Dart out there for a little bit. Then if Dart does something, then he's probably going to start the next week. We all know how this works usually. It's like a cycle.
Oh yeah, if Dart is effective at all, then Russ.
Yeah, if he comes in for 3 touchdowns in like 2 quarters, they're going to be like, okay, well, and not that he'll do that when he comes back after the next game, but this usually happens.
First year quarterbacks, you cannot expect them to come back from 11-point deficits in the fourth quarter and score 3 touchdowns and win you the game. Like that doesn't happen for first year starters unless they wear purple. We're going to get to that soon. Mm-hmm. But first, let's go Cincinnati, Cleveland, the Battle of Ohio, 5.5 point dog. The Browns were 5.5-point dogs. The Bengals ended up pulling off a 17-16 win. We all took the Bengals to win this game. My thoughts on this game was I really didn't have any. Cleveland's defense looked pretty good. But yeah, I mean, Cleveland's defense I thought looked good. Myles Garrett is fucking amazing. And,
he didn't get Jamar Chase the ball at all.
No, I didn't even see his stat line. But I just think, Cincinnati is going to be as good as if their defense can at least hold up a little bit, that they can score points. But they only scored 17 against Cleveland. That could be a little worrisome. But then again, I guess they only allowed 16, so you can be optimistic about that. So again, this game I really didn't care a whole lot about it. What about you guys?
Same. Yeah. I mean, it's an AFC North game. Cleveland's always pretty frisky against the division. So I kind of chalk it up a little bit to that, and maybe a little bit of first week bullshit with Cincinnati, but they got the win. That's matters. We can move on. Even though they're the same division, I just don't really think about either team very often.
I mean, the game of the early window for me is this Pittsburgh Jets game. Pittsburgh was favored by 3. They ended up winning it by 2, 34-32 over the Jets. We all took the Jets to win the game. And since we're not doing points, we all ended up losing it. But, Aaron Rodgers, 22 for 30, 244 yards, 4 touchdowns. Justin Fields went 16 for 22 for 218 and a touchdown. I thought that both quarterbacks played really good. Thought this was a fun-ass game. And anybody that thinks that Aaron Rodgers is washed up and can't play quarterback anymore, I think they're just smoking something. But I think Pittsburgh can be really fucking dangerous this year. And I liked what the Jets did.
Yeah, Jets could have won that game. I mean, I don't know who holds on to that ball getting hit like that, but
oh my God, what a hit.
Yeah. So I mean, but it feels right that Aaron Rodgers is, whether you love him or not, it's like it feels right that he plays well. It just feels like it's good for the football itself. And I mean, he did play well. 4 touchdowns. And I saw video of when he was walking off the field, and some of the Jet fans were like kind of jabbing at him, but he was kind of like showboating a little bit, and can't blame him because he did. The last 2 years for him have not been too fun.
No, and he just went in and exercised a lot of demons at MetLife Stadium. So, and look, you guys know, as a Viking fan, I don't like Aaron Rodgers, or the Packers, but I got to give him his flowers on this one, man. It was a good game.
Yeah, I didn't watch a lick of this game. I just saw kind of a couple highlights. Good for Rodgers, kind of shoving it in fucking the Jets' face. But other than that, it doesn't bode well for the Ravens if the Steelers are actually kind of good.
I saw something they said about Rodgers that one of his players from last year said a big problem that he had in New York was always trying to get it to Adams. Like it actually became a problem because he was always trying. I don't know who saw it. I just saw it yesterday on some interview, but he did say that was an issue.
And you could see it. I mean, we saw Sam Darnold last year a lot with balls. You could just tell he was keying in on Jefferson, and it's easy to break up a pass or whatever when you know where the ball's going, and he always was like that with Devontae. So yeah, I mean, I think that Pittsburgh, if they could stay healthy, they're old, and if they could stay healthy, I think they could do some damage in that division. Another game which I don't know if anybody gives a shit about, Arizona. They were 6.5 favorites over the Saints. Tony took the Saints to win, and Tim and I took Arizona. I mean, it's 2013 win for Arizona. I didn't really watch any of this game. I saw a few highlights. Neither team looked impressive at all. I got nothing to say on this one.
Nope.
Same thing.
All right, moving on. Baker Mayfield, 23-20 win over the Falcons. What a game, right? Gets down to the final minute. Tampa Bay scores a touchdown. They go for the extra point that would put them up by 4. He misses the extra point. They're up by 3. Penix brings them down the field goal range, and Koo misses like a 40-something yard chip shot, and they lose the game by 3. We all took Tampa Bay to win that game, and they did. Tony, it was actually pretty close on the score. You picked 27-23 Tampa Bay. It was 23-20.
20-23.
Yeah, so
Mayfield 3 touchdowns, I mean.
And Baker, I love Baker Mayfield. I think we've talked about it on this show. I think that Tampa Bay is a sleeper team in the NFC. Atlanta, though, I thought looked pretty good. I mean, Michael Penix has control of this offense. This should be a decent team moving forward. That's about it. I mean, it's kind of what I expected. Close divisional win for Tampa.
Yeah, Tampa's ability to close out games, I wish the Ravens had.
The Ravens are still going to win like 12 or 13 games. Like, that, right?
But the
Ravens look good, dude.
I mean, they lost. I get it. But, like, you look at who they lost to, how they lost. I don't know. You got to duck out. Go ahead.
I think the thing with the Ravens, too, is watching it as from, like, the outside, even as a Raider fan, you're like, wow, we might – whatever your team is, there's these teams like Buffalo and these teams that are fucking really going to be nasty this year.
Really good teams.
You're not going to win a 10-13 game or like a 20-23 game against these teams. It's going to be a total shootout. And that's – they start thinking about your own team's offense. So
yeah, and now the next game in the 1 o'clock window, a game that you guys both took the Miami Dolphins to win. I took the Indianapolis Colts. Colts were a 1.5 point favorite. I said that I thought Miami is probably going to draft in the top 3 this year. They lost 33-8. Yeah. Daniel Jones and the Colts did something that I don't think any quarterback has ever done. They scored on every single possession that they had the ball, all 7 of them. I mean, there's a kneel down or something in there somewhere, but there wasn't. 7 drives, 7 points, 7 times points. The Colts are going to be an okay team. I really think they're going to be pretty good. Miami's a shit show. I get it.
Yeah,
they are a fucking mess.
That's the one reference point was this Miami or was this like the Colts?
I think
And I think it's a combination of the two.
I think it's a combination of both. I think the Colts are set up as a pretty decent team, but I think if you had to put which way, if I had to weigh the scales, it's going to go a little bit more that Miami lost that because they are so bad. Then Indy was so good. Like you could just tell Mike McDaniels has zero respect from his teammates. I don't think that anybody wants Tyreek Hill on this team anymore.
What a
Like
piece of shit.
it really is crazy to watch, but I just think this team's a mess.
You know, he has 10 kids.
Who?
Tyreek.
Yeah.
Tyreek
10
Hill has
kids,
10
this guy
kids.
has. Yes, 10. Yeah, go, Tim. Can you Google that by any chance? But yeah, 10. I think it
Well,
might be
how
going
many-
on 11.
No,
How
he
many
I think he
baby
had
mamas?
5 kids. I think he had from different mothers. He had several kids last year.
And
Just last year.
if you're an elite athlete and you want to make more elite athletes, you know
That's a good way to do it, right?
But didn't he
This
beat?
kid
Didn't he
having
punch
kids.
his ex in the stomach? when
he's
she was pregnant or
he
something like that?
is a quote unquote football player in that regard.
Tyreek.
Oh,
Hill.
actually, I
Um,
think what you meant is he's like a Baltimore Raven in that regard.
Oh, what?
Perfect.
So
team for
yeah, I
spoilers.
just because I've never liked the Giants. I just think it's kind of amusing how good Daniel Jones was.
Says here, Tyreek Hill is reportedly the father of 7 children from multiple relationships, though this number is a point of speculation and may be higher. He has a daughter, Capri, with his estranged wife, Kita Vaccaro. With ex-fiancee Crystal Espinal, he has a son, Zev, and twins, Nakeem and Nyla. Other children include Sol Carozin Hill with Brittany Lackner and Tyreek Hill Jr. with Camille Valman. So, yeah, he's got like a whole bunch of paternity suits and shit going on.
Well, you know
Yeah.
it's bad when you put how
Tyreek.
many. You should put how many, and his name shows up as one of the 5's first listings. How many kids is Tyreek? You know what I'm saying?
Who is the
Yeah.
other guy that had? I think he's retired now. He's like a D
Philip
back.
Rivers. Oh,
No,
no, Rig, stop. Come here.
Cromartie.
Oh, yeah. He had a lot of kids.
too.
I think he had a lot of kids. Yeah,
I think like Philip Rivers, I think he has like 13 kids.
yeah, but that's
My God.
What's up,
Hang on.
dog?
Sorry.
what's up, dog.
Yeah, that's a lot of kids. though,
Russell
man. That's a-
Rivers is more because he doesn't bag it, but and it's actually with one woman.
Tyreek Hill, man, he's a bad dude. I mean, that guy's just not good people. Whenever I hear
Yeah.
anything about him, unless it's all a lie, you know. But I mean,
The thing I
time I hear
sent you
anything
about you guys about Mike McCarthy was one of the funniest things I read. It's like football players seeing this little fucking nerd quoting like the MCU at halftime when they're down like 20
Right.
points.
Right. This is no different than when the Avengers were pooped away from the planet for 5 years and then came back and defeated Thanos, okay? So
Yeah.
the defense is like the Avengers, and Tua, you're going to be Iron Man. All right, let's go. All right, guys, we got this. All right, let's get to Tony's fun game. The Las Vegas Raiders head into New England to take on Drake May and the Patriots. Vegas pulls off a 20-13 win. They were favored, or actually they were 2.5 point dogs. You two took New England to win. I took Las Vegas to win. I can't believe, Tony, you took New England to win.
I didn't take New England to win. I never put against the Raiders ever in my whole life.
Well, I have LV and then I have it crossed out and NE written
Yeah,
next
I've
to it.
never.
Like you changed
I've
it.
actually made a rule with myself. I've never, even on those pools, I've actually never went against the Raiders. even
Alright,
That
so
was
then
I
Tony
think that
took
was
New
me.
England.
I think that was
Okay.
me.
All right, I got you. So I might have screwed that up. All right.
We're gonna
So,
have to get a new stenographer. Jesus.
I mean, I didn't watch a ton of this game, but I thought
did.
that what I saw
naked in my living room.
not Jacksonville. The Raiders look pretty good. The Raiders look pretty. See what happens, what competent quarterback play can do for your team. Like all you have to do is be competent, and you can get the ball. I mean, the Brock Bowers injury. I hope that's not serious.
He's fine. He
Um,
came out last night and said that he's totally fine. He said they just kept him
Good.
off the field because it was wet and they didn't want him to get hurt.
Makes sense.
Basically.
I think Genty's going to be a dog. I think they have the right
First
coaching.
touchdown.
I like everything about this Vegas team. They're a little young. I get that. They're probably a year or so away, but I like everything that they showed yesterday. And I liked what New England did. I like Drake May. I think he's going to be fine. Just got to get him. So I don't believe in his offensive line, and I don't really believe in his wide receiver core, but I like Drake May. But if I was a Raider fan, I'd be very optimistic with how you're looking right now.
Yeah, I mean, Geno Smith, 24 of 34, 362 yards, I want to say it was. One touchdown and, through the interception. But that's the thing. Geno's going to throw some interceptions because he's constantly going to be winging that ball around. Like he came out yesterday throwing.
Geno went
Offensive line's a
24 yeah.
problem.
24 for 34 for 362 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 INT. That's some good numbers.
Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah,
Jacoby
he's
Myers had
good.
8 receptions.
He
Yeah.
spread the ball pretty well. He's a good veteran kind of stabilizing presence. It's too bad that it took this long into his career. I mean, I know he was kind of like that in Seattle a little bit, but he's a good, solid quarterback. I think Vegas will be fine this year.
O-line's a
agree.
problem. Like, definitely there's an issue there, but hopefully they can do something about that. But I tell you, watching him, it was fun. I actually felt let down by New England. Like, not let down because I don't like them, but I was like, I thought they were going to be a little more. I felt like I actually have to be honest, like the first quarter, maybe a little worry, like, oh, maybe after that first interception, like, let's see what happens here. Like, let's see what this. I wasn't really worried. I felt like the Raiders were in control of that game pretty much. Defense looked okay. My Geno Smith, that was the big thing for me because, like, I haven't seen a quarterback that controlled the game for the Raiders in a while. Like, what we had last year was a mess. This guy looked like you knew you were going to be in this game. I mean, it was.
I agree.
I think it's exciting. It's exciting to watch a Raider game where you don't think they got lucky. And I'll tell you what, the reason New England also, I think, had trouble that game is they do exactly what Josh McDaniels does. He never changes up to the team he's playing. He was in that game. He made no changes against the Raiders. When I was watching this game, I was like, this is exactly what I couldn't stand about this dude. And the Raiders picked it apart. So,
yeah, I think that as a Raider fan, you can at least feel good knowing that it's every game you should be in. You should have a shot in every game that you're in this year. And that's important. And like you
only
said,
3 more outdoor ones.
right. And if you go and draft a quarterback, whether you move up or maybe you sign somebody, a young guy or something, whatever, you draft him, sign him, and you put him a year behind Geno and then start him in 2027, I think that would be the best move. Maybe AOC is the guy. I don't know if he is. He's out now, right? Because he's injured. So that's the way I would go because having a rookie or somebody young working underneath Geno Smith for a year, I think would be really, really smart. So I like what
they have
Raiders are
Geno
doing.
Smith shirts now. I don't know if you guys saw that during the preseason they were playing Seattle, Vegas was, and Geno was coming out of the tunnel and they had a sign fucking with him.
Right.
And Geno goes like this to the sign. So
Right.
that's now there's like Raiders shirts with Geno Smith with his birds up, because Max Crosby,
Nice.
what was so cool about that is I would definitely recommend looking this up if you haven't seen it. When he's giving these fans the finger, Max Crosby comes running out behind him with his middle finger because his teammate
Right.
doing the same thing. It's so ghetto, but it was so awesome, But that's like the new thing in Vegas. It's kind of like a joke. I saw some shirts this weekend with Geno with the birds up at the fans.
I love when fans do it. Minnesota did this a couple of times. They did it with Kirk Cousins and they did it with a couple of other people when they leave, with guys that have been, with the team. And there's always people in the signs that like, we'll never forget you, Kirk Cousins. They'll spell his name wrong, and they'll call him Kurt or Kirk, or they'll call, spell it different. Cousins with a S or with a Z. Like, well, yeah, just that old, we'll never forget you, but we kind of forgot you thing. I love that. All right. Then we go another game that I don't know if anybody really gave a shit about. Carolina, Jacksonville. Jacksonville won this thing 26-10. They were 3.5-point favorites. Tony and then myself took the Panthers. Tim took the Jaguars. I really don't have a whole lot to. Actually, the only thing I really do have to say about this game is I'm done with Bryce Young. Like, how many times do we have to see this guy before we realize this is his 3rd year and he still doesn't get it? Like, it's just, if I see every time I'm watching Red Zone and they put the Panthers on, it's a 3rd and long or a 4th and short, and Bryce Young punts it away. Like, they never get it. And it's like, I don't know if the kid will ever be a good quarterback in the league. I like him. And I think when he does have time and can see the field, he's very good, but I don't know. I'm not a fan, and I'm not a fan of Jacksonville. I thought that, from what I saw, Travis Hunter looked okay. Trevor Lawrence looked all right, but not much more.
Yeah, he looked fine. I think that the main story is the Etienne ran pretty wild. He had a good game. I think that division stinks. So I think the Jaguars could be decent this year. So I don't know. We'll see. It is Carolina. I don't really give a fuck beyond that.
They got Cincinnati's good. Maybe they could, the way Cincinnati played last week, maybe they can steal one out of there.
ATN rushed for 143 yards. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a good.
Yeah,
That's
you had a
good
big
day.
game.
So, all right, and then we go to Tennessee, and then another AFC West opponent for Tony, the Denver Broncos. Cam Ward, his first start ever against the apparently unstoppable defense of Sean Payton and the Broncos. Broncos won by 8, 20-12. They were 7.5-point favorites. We all took Denver to win this thing, and they did. But I was not impressed with Denver too much,
Nix.
and
Rough
I
game.
was not, and I was I thought that Cam Ward did all right for his first year, but I really don't have much more to say about this game.
Bo Nix, he interception, fumble. It just wasn't that impressive in that game, man. He had a rough
Bo
one.
Nix
They did
went
win.
for 25 for 40, 176 yard, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. Cam Ward went 12 for 28 for 112 yards.
Yeah.
So that's a stat line I expect to see from a first-time starter, rookie starter, right? 12 for 28, 112 yards. Not a bad line. But, yeah, Bo Nix has to play better than that.
Yeah, I didn't see a lick of this game or any highlights. I just saw the score, so I don't really know much of what happened.
All right, and then we go to San Fran, Seattle, another divisional win. Seattle lost this thing. San Fran won 17-13. San Fran was a 2.5-point favorite. We all took the Seahawks to win. We all lost. I mean, more injuries for San Francisco. I mean, now Kittle's out probably 4 or 5 weeks.
Purdy might miss next week.
Yeah, Purdy might not play next week. It might be the Mac Jones show.
Yeah,
Sam Darnold and the Seahawks. That, I mean, I don't know. I didn't think much of this game. Maybe I was kind of done with football at that point, getting ready for the afternoon games. So I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of. Let me see how Darnold played. I don't even have his numbers here.
Well, I'll tell you, they should have won.
16-23 for 150.
Yeah, he fumbled at the end. That's what killed him. They should have won that.
That's
game.
right.
They should have beat
That's
San
right.
Francisco, but they had that fumble, which really wasn't his fault. But it happened.
Yeah, I could give a shit for this game, except for Kittle because he's the tight end of my fantasy team, and I'm gonna have to
That hurts
scramble
though. That loss, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, Brock Purdy, 26 for
but
35. Brock Purdy went 26 for 35, 277 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 INTs in that. So, and Sam Darnold, 16 for 23, 150 yards.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Seattle needs Sam Darnold to play more like Sam Darnold.
Completions, but only 235 yards. Like he's just dinking, dumping it over the middle.
That's what they do. That is absolutely what they do. All right, another hell of a game. Detroit, Green Bay. Green Bay was favored by 2.5. They beat Detroit 27-24, but I don't think it was as close as the score. Was that the right score? 27-24? 27-13. Hit the wrong. I was like, wait, Lions didn't do that good. Yeah, it was a blowout. I mean, the Lions, we all took, let's see, you took Green Bay. I took Detroit. I thought Detroit was not going to have the problems that they had. Everybody else said they were, losing Ragnow, losing the offensive line problems, that the guys on the coaching staff that they lost and all that. I really didn't think it was going to be a problem. I thought that Detroit was going to be Detroit, that Dan Campbell was going to have this team ready to play. They looked like Detroit 4 years ago. Jared Goff didn't know what fucking day it was. He had pressure every single time. And Green Bay looked for real. I mean, I'm not ready to give them the Super Bowl yet, but they looked really fucking good. I was very surprised at how good they did look, or how bad Detroit looked. What do you guys think of that game?
Yeah, this is the most kind of week one game of all the week one games. Kind of like, I don't know if there are a lot of takeaways out of this. Like the Lions were a disaster. So, but I think I'd kind of chalk that up to week one for them. Green Bay looked good. I'm not going to put all my chips in on them just yet. I don't know. I'd have to kind of wait to see what happens a little bit more. But they did look good. Green
Bay has to go now on a short week, and I think they play the Commanders on Thursday night.
Yeah.
Thursday night.
And, so what do you got, Tony, on this game?
Green Bay looked good to me. I love I think he threw 2 touchdowns that game. Parsons, I don't know. I just think Green Bay's tough. I was kind of surprised that Detroit wasn't more of a game, to be honest. I did think it was going to be a closer score. I'm still not sold if it's like the coaching changes that happened, with what's his name leaving. But I don't know. I think Green Bay is going to be tough this year. I really do. I am a believer for some reason.
Could this be one of those things where Detroit is not as good without Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn, and maybe Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson are not as good without Detroit and Dan Campbell? Like, is it going to be one of those situations?
Kind of
Could
hope
very
not,
well
but it could.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I don't have a good read on either of these teams. Actually, I think Green Bay is going to be good. Just not going to chalk this up to Detroit. Needs a couple more games to prove that they're bad to me.
Yeah.
Or I write them off as being bad.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. Not ready to just put the nail in their coffin yet. They're still Detroit. They're going to figure it out. I have no doubt about
You
that.
think
Right.
they just might not? They might be.
I'd be
they
fine
just
with them
might
not. I
I
just
know you
believe
would.
I believe that Dan Campbell will end up figuring it out some way. And Jared Goff. Like, Jared Goff is a really good quarterback, and he's just a smart veteran. He knows what he's doing. You're not going to confuse him too much. So if there's shit that needs to be figured out, I trust in Dan Campbell and Jared Goff to get it figured out. All right, Houston and the Rams. Houston was a 3-point dog. They ended up losing to the Rams 14-9 in an offensive powerhouse showdown. We all actually, me and Tim took Houston, and Tony took the Rams. Tony gets the win. Me and Timmy take the loss. This game,
Stafford.
I expected more from everybody. Houston's offensive line really does worry me. They're not very good. Their defense is very good. The Rams, look, they're going to be as good as good as anybody in the NFC if Matt Stafford stays healthy. But I also would not bet a nickel that Matt Stafford's going to stay healthy all year.
Back's
What do you
tricky.
guys think about that
The
game?
back is tricky.
Yeah, you don't fuck around with back injuries.
This is another game where I'm not entirely sure this is indicative of what these teams are. I think Houston's offense is a lot better. They didn't get Nico Collins the ball at all. That's just a red flag. Hopefully, yeah, for my fantasy team purposes, that's not a problem because he was my first round pick. But I don't know. We'll see. Again, this is another kind of week one of all week one games.
Yeah, I definitely see what you're saying about that. Anything for you, Tone?
No, it was a game I figured when Stafford was going to play because we didn't know if he was going to play or not. Then I kind of figured they would pull it off. I think he threw for I was looking at it earlier, 200, 250 yards. The thing with the Rams' future is exactly like you guys were saying. Also, the back is it's one of those things that you just never. It's always going to come back. Your back will always return 20 years from now, 30. It's always going to be injuries. So I'm not sold on the Rams, but I did think they were going to win this game when I saw that Stafford was playing.
Yeah, and then the last two games were the 2-night games, Sunday and Monday. We'll start with the Sunday night game. What a fucking game. I mean, I know it didn't go the way that Timmy and his Ravens wanted to, but a 41-40 win from Buffalo, who were favored by 1.5. I took Buffalo, and Timmy took Buffalo. Tony took Baltimore. What a freaking game. If this is the AFC Championship game, sign me up because I can watch Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson play football every single day of the week. I love this. I know, Tim, it sucks, right? How big was the lead?
A lot.
19 points with
19?
15
I thought it was
left.
17 or something,
15,
whatever.
I think it was 40-25.
Okay. All right, so a 15-point lead.
But still, the 10th time they've given up a double digit lead.
Yeah, it's not great
over the past 5 years. It's just same thing for the past 5 years.
But there's no way you can put you can't put any kind of red flag on Baltimore. I mean, just because they lost this game,
it's I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of shit I can nitpick. They're still going to be a really good team. They're still probably going to go to the AFC Championship game. It's just they haven't fixed the bugaboo that they've had. They should be an absolute fucking juggernaut. They fixed it. What I thought was the defense. Jair Alexander looked awful. He looked fucking washed. They go into this soft prevent D and just let Josh Allen pick it apart in the last quarter. And that fumble, it's just discipline, it's mental issues, and it's play calling. It's just sucks. And these little fucking things happen, the missed PAT and the the field goal at the end of the first half is just annoying.
In a
It's
game, in a game with two teams that are this good, you're right. You can't have those little mistakes, or those little mistakes are what going to end up biting you in the ass. You know, it might only be 1 point, but they only won by 1 point. You know, so you take that away, and you got yourself a game. I just think games like this come down to which team makes the fewest mistakes, and that was Buffalo last night or Sunday night. But I still
the
think
Ravens
they're
did this
both
last year.
ridiculous.
The first half of the season, their defense was pretty bad. I thought that was going to be the fix. I thought they fixed that this year. You know, the safety they drafted.
Right.
And who's the other guy that brought him? Anyway, but it's just the same shit. So like I don't know if it's Harbaugh, I don't know if it's the coordinators, I don't know if I'm wildly overreacting to week one, but
I think you're wildly overreacting to week 1.
You stop that.
I just think you are.
We're never going to win a game again.
If this was a middle of the road team and you lost like a nail biter like that, and then you're kind of like, I don't know which way my team's going to go. Like, it's not a middle of the road team. Like, Baltimore is going to be there at the end.
I know.
You know,
all right, we don't need to do the therapy session. We got to speed this up a little bit. I got to get going.
All right. Go ahead, Tone. Anything on that game?
No, man. Like I was just saying, when you got froze up and jolted off earlier, Tim, as an outside, like another AFC team watching, it's like I look at my team and say, man, how do we have enough offense to keep up with teams like this and Buffalo and stuff like that? That's how I see it. I think you guys will be okay. I don't think you guys will win the ball because the Ravens do find a way sometimes to fuck it up now. But I think you guys are a damn good team. I think, that was a game that could have kind of went either. First of all, if you guys were able to not fumble the ball and a couple of those, letting them do what they did at the end, you guys could have won that game. I mean, it could have been a whole different attitude you have today,
Yeah.
I mean, Lamar and Henry are probably the best quarterback running back combo in the league.
I don't think there's a question. Absolutely.
And Lamar, I think, is easily the best actual football player in the league.
Athlete-wise, yeah.
Football player.
Josh Allen's a damn good football player. I'm with you.
Yeah.
But I mean, look, I think I used to have nightmares all the time that Minnesota let Lamar go to Baltimore because we passed right over him when we needed a quarterback, and they didn't take him. And Baltimore traded back in to get him in 32.
That ball placement to DeAndre Hopkins, that catch that Hopkins
Oh, what a catch.
That ball placement was outstanding, too. Like right into double coverage, safety coming over the top. He just put it right into his hand. Great ball.
It's one of those games that'll live with Josh. I think Allen forever, too. This will be part of his highlight film, this game. Like, when he retires one day, you're going to see this. Because it was a record. I forget the exact record, but it was the biggest comeback in 15 minutes that a team's ever done, they said. I was just seeing something yesterday. So, it's something that he'll remember.
You know where else there was a big comeback? Last night in Chicago, at Soldier Field, Minnesota, and their 1.5 point favorite head up there to Chicago. They beat the Bears 27-24 on what was literally a tale of two different games. I mean, I actually hit pause and turned the game off and went to watch some other shit on TV because I was so fed up after the first half. And then when McCarthy threw the pick six in the third quarter, I was like, all right, didn't even want to go on Twitter or whatever because I just knew everyone and their mother was probably bashing this kid, saying that he was no good. This is why, blah, 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 all the bullshit that everybody was saying about it. And then in the fourth quarter, JJ McCarthy put the fucking cape on and just went to work. And the defense, I thought, played great after the first drive from Chicago. Minnesota I think I saw that no quarterback has ever led their team in their first start in fourth quarter for 3 touchdowns to do what he did, or 3 touchdowns to do what he did. And then I think Steve Young is the only one to actually bring their team back in the fourth quarter in the first start ever or something. He has a couple of records that he made last night. But that's what
I did see JJ. It was some sort of record. The most touchdowns in the fourth quarter in your first start or something like that.
And when everybody says that the kid's a winner and people like Colin Cowherd go out there and they say, what does that mean? Anybody that's ever played for Nick Saban or Jim Harbaugh, they're winners. Anyone that's ever won a national championship is a winner. Don't tell me the kid's a winner. What does it mean? That's what it means, Colin. What happened in the fourth quarter, that's what it means. That it doesn't matter what happened for the 3 quarters prior when it was got to have it. The kid put the fucking cape on and he did it. And he made some beautiful throws. And I think a lot of it had to do with Kevin. Well, actually, I think he had the train wheel on too much in the first half. I think he was really just trying to get him these easy completions and all this other stuff. And in turn, I think he overcomplicated things. I think when he finally said, just go back there and let it rip, plus the offensive line showed up and started playing really good, and they started running the ball, that was it. And then to Chicago, like you saw Caleb Williams' entirety, everything that people that love him, everything that they say about him, everything that the detractors say about him, it was all visible in that game. The first scripted 15 plays, he took them down. He improvised. He did all scheduled shit that was ridiculous. I'm watching this thing like, wow, are we going to let Caleb just look like Michael Vick out there and do whatever the hell he wants? Because that's how he looked. And then once things got a little pressure, when Minnesota started getting to him a little bit, when they scored the touchdown to Justin Jefferson and it wasn't going to be a blowout and you actually had to go and put together a drive, he couldn't do it. He was missing open guys. He wasn't seeing the field well. So huge ups for Minnesota, even though there's a ton of shit they have to clean up. And I'm just glad we got the win out of that. But what were your guys' thoughts on that game?
So I think Chicago probably would have won the game if they didn't have 127 minutes in penalties, which is outrageous. I mean, that is really like you cannot win it.
127 yards, not minutes.
127 yards. You can't have that many yards and penalties to win that game, So yeah, I don't know. I think the Vikings will be fine this year. But yeah, I thought Chicago beat themselves in that game, actually. Not taking anything away because everything you said about McCarthy's. I mean, I know, the two. What he had 2 touchdowns. I forget all that. I was looking at it earlier.
I don't know what his line was. It was only like 140 something yards. I think he had the 2. But to be able to throw a pick 6, which most you guys know this, like when a guy throws a pick 6 9 out of 10 times, they're not coming back from that. Like it's so dejecting. And then to still come back and then the defense to basically hold them to, I think, 10 points after the first drive was huge. So yeah, I'm with you, Timmy.
Sorry, I got distracted. Good job, JJ. Congratulations, Vikings.
That's all you got? You're gonna be a little bitter? Why are you bitter?
That was about as sincere as when you're getting off the plane. It's like, have a good day.
Yeah, exactly. Why so bitter? You don't want to say anything about this?
It was a good game. I didn't watch it. I couldn't watch it, so I don't really.
How come you didn't watch it?
Because I was doing other shit, man. I got a life.
Really? Okay.
Fucking out in the woods, fucking cutting trees down and meeting Amish people.
All right. Well, then, since we don't have a ton of time, let's blow through the picks for next week. We got Thursday night, Washington at Green Bay. We're not going to do lines, but just so you know, Green Bay is a 3.5 point favorite on this. Tony, what do you got?
Green Bay. I'm just going to do picks. I'll just go straight to picks. Green Bay.
Yeah, I got Green Bay too.
I'm going with the Commanders. Fuck Green Bay. Giants are going to Dallas. Dallas is a 6 point favorite in this game. What do you got, Tone?
Dallas.
I
don't care if it's Wilson or Dart. It's Dallas, unfortunately.
I'm with you. Buffalo and the Jets. Buffalo is a 7 point favorite. It's at New Jersey.
Buffalo.
All right. Then we got the 49ers and the Saints. It's in New Orleans, and the 49ers are 4.5 point favorites.
Wish I knew if Purdy was going to start or not, but I'm still going to go with San Francisco.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I think even if Mac Jones starts, I don't know if they're going to be New Orleans is going to be able to stop them.
It might be closer than we think, but I think 49ers. I just think the Saints are still fucking terrible.
Now, the line on this one, good thing we're not doing lines. This is a little crazy. Cleveland at Baltimore. Baltimore is a 12.5 point favorite. That is crazy.
I mean, if I were to bet on that, I'd pick against the spread. Like,
yes,
like these AFC North divisional games are always closer than they wind up being.
But you're going to take Baltimore for the win.
Yeah,
right?
I'm taking Baltimore. Yeah.
You too, Tone?
Yeah, Baltimore.
Yeah. All right. Then we go. The Rams are going to Tennessee. The Rams are 5.5 point favorites.
Rams.
Yeah. There are a lot of blowout spreads here.
Yeah, I know. They are a little high, right? I'm
Yeah.
taking the Rams as well. Jacksonville is going to Cincinnati, and Cincinnati is a 3.5-point favorite. One of these teams is going to go 2-0.
I know. I kind of want to go Jacksonville just because I could picture it happening, but I'm going to go Cincinnati.
I'm going Jacksonville.
Definitely a possibility.
I'm going to take the Bengals, but I can absolutely see Jacksonville winning this thing. I'm only taking the Bengals because it's at Cincinnati. All right, we got the Seahawks are playing in Pittsburgh, and the Steelers are a 3-point favorite. Should be a good game.
I'm going to go Pittsburgh.
Excuse me. Yeah, Pittsburgh.
All right, guys, relax. All right, I'll be done in a couple of minutes. My dogs are freaking out.
I can hear him.
I'm gonna take Sammy Darnold and the Seahawks. All right, then we got Chicago at Detroit. Detroit is a 6-point favorite.
I'm going to go Chicago, man. I don't know why, but I just, it wouldn't surprise me to see a Detroit start 0-2.
Yeah, same.
Taking Chicago.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick with the Detroit bandwagon on this one. I just think Ben Johnson coming back to Detroit, they're gonna want this one. I'm gonna take them. And then we have New England going to Miami, divisional game. The Dolphins are actually a favorite by 1.5 points.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah, you're
fucking
taking New
crazy.
England?
Yeah, I'm going to
Yeah.
take New England.
Let me just finish this real quick. Tony, Tim, Chris. All right, everyone's taking New England. I agree. All right, then we go Carolina at Arizona. Arizona is a 6.5-point favorite. All these lines are from DraftKings, just so you guys know.
We'll go Arizona.
Can I say I don't care?
It's one of those games, right? I was just thinking that too. It's like last week with Arizona. It's one of those
It's
games.
like, I just do not give a fuck, one single fuck about this game. I'm going to Arizona, I guess. Sure. I
I'm gonna
cannot
take,
believe what Kyler Murray was wearing when he walked in, by the way.
like
I
a,
didn't see it either.
like a homeless 8th grader.
Oh my god!
Um,
As short guys, we all know you cannot wear what he was wearing. He's wearing like 3/4 length jorts that were like huge on him. He literally
Oh,
looked
he
like
looked
You have to be rich
ridiculous.
to wear that dopey shit.
Even though I just shit talked Bryce Young the whole time, I'm going to take Carolina. I want to see a bounce back from them. I don't give a shit about this game, but I'll take them. Next game up, we have Denver going to Indianapolis to face the Colts. The Colts are a 2.5-point dog. Who you got, Tone? Denver or the Colts?
I would expect. I don't want it to happen, but I would expect Knicks to have kind of a bounce back game, and maybe they win that game.
Going Denver.
Yeah.
I liked what I saw from Indianapolis. I'm going with Indy.
Yeah, I'm going INDY. I'm going with Indiana Jones. He's going to do it again. Philadelphia. Ooh, this is a good one, boys. Philly at KC. Kansas City is a
Philadelphia.
1.5-point dog.
I'm going
What
Philly.
do you got?
Yeah,
Philly?
I want nothing more than to see Kansas City miss a playoff.
I just love it.
All right, I'll stay on the bandwagon. We'll do that too. I'll take Philly. Sunday night, Atlanta at Minnesota. Minnesota is a 5.5-point favorite.
I'm gonna go Minnesota. I'm gonna go Atlanta. I mean, I don't know why. Something tells me that Atlanta might pull off this game. I was kind of impressed with their play last week. And not saying Minnesota can't roll right over them, but I mean, if they come out like they played last week, I think they have a chance.
Yeah, I got Minnesota.
Minnesota. I think that when you're a rookie quarterback, or like first year really starting, like Michael Penix, JJ McCarthy, I think Michael Penix is going to have a really hard time with Brian Flores' defense. When he goes against young quarterbacks that haven't really seen it all, he can dial up some really crazy shit and make their life a living hell and completely make them mentally exhausted by the second half. So I'm going to take Minnesota for that. I think their defense shows up, wins that game for them. And then Monday night, Tampa Bay at Houston. Houston is a 3-point favorite. Should be a good game.
Tampa.
I don't know why Houston would be a favorite in that.
Because it's home, probably.
Yeah, it's
I'm gonna
2.5
take Tampa,
points,
too.
so it's a pick on basically.
I'm going to take Tampa too. So, all right. Those are our picks.
What were
anything
our
else?
overall records?
Well, we didn't do the
week one?
Raiders game.
Yeah, we did, didn't we?
No.
No.
Raiders,
The
Chargers.
second Monday night game.
Oh, there's 2 Monday night games. There, I thought I was done. I'm so
The
sorry,
Raiders
man.
play
You're right.
Thursday night. Raiders are Thursday night.
No, they're not. They're Monday
No,
night.
they're not. They're
They're
Monday
the second
night.
Monday. They're the second Monday
There's
night
2
game.
Monday night games.
Oh, I must be looking at the. Okay. Yeah, so
So
them
the
Chargers in Vegas.
Yeah, Chargers at the Raiders. The Raiders are 3.5-point dogs. I'm sorry about that. I missed that one. That should be a heck of a game. What do you got,
Yeah.
Tone?
That'd be a good game.
Well, I'd never go against the Raiders, so I'm definitely going to say the Raiders, but I do believe the Raiders, and I think it's going to be because it's a home game for them, opening the season there. And I have a feeling that the Raiders are going to win by at least 10 points, actually. I think they're going to have a good
shit.
game. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I really do. I'm confident. Maybe I'll be a fool, but
You know,
I liked what I saw from Herbert. I'm going to go the Chargers.
I mean, if Indianapolis and Houston, I mean, if Indianapolis and Philadelphia win their games, and then you guys win, you'll be the only 2-0 team to be first place in the West. So,
that's right.
all right, Tim
Yeah.
ducked out. I'm gonna take. Tim took who? The Chargers.
Yeah, he took the Chargers. I get it, but
Yeah, I want the Raiders, but I'm gonna go with the Chargers as well. I just think that they looked really good, and I think it should be a fun game. So those are our picks for week 2 and our thoughts on week 1. And anything else you guys want to add?
Stephen Angle, I see you left a comment in there. I don't know if you guys want to say
Yeah,
that.
we could talk about that. We could talk about that on the hockey show.
Yeah, we'll just throw it out there though. So he writes, so somebody on the HF boards, what is that? The
Hockey forum.
Hockey forum boards. Okay. Said they have an inside guy on the Devils. The last 2 things he said were right. And he did say that Luke is getting $7 million for 3 years, and it's going to be announced in the coming days. I'd be fine with the Luke 7-year. I would even prefer the 5-year over the 3-year, but I get it. And then maybe, we'll talk about it. I think we're coming on around like 4:30, 5 o'clock today to do an Uncle Pucker Devil show. So we'll talk about the Luke Hughes contract. So, and we got a Devil, and maybe some news and some fun stuff that we're going to do. So that's going to be it.
We got a snake draft too.
Oh yeah. What is the snake draft?
I told you we are going to draft all-time Devils teams. So it's going
that's the
to be
snake draft.
That's the snake draft.
Okay.
And news will probably be the next one because I had to.
So
I have a kid's birthday party
like
tonight,
it's a little bit different than what we've done before, but I really like that thing that Bobby did with his kid. So it'll be fun to see. You have to put together a team, 2 defensemen, 3 forwards, 1 goalie, and 1 coach.
Okay.
And we'll draft
former or
former or current,
okay,
current, all
current
Devils,
players.
all time.
Awesome.
It can go by love, right? It doesn't have to go by the best. It's the guy you love at that position the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put together
then,
your team. So if first
people
overall
vote on
pick is Brodeur, then are people going to go pick goalies the whole time? First
Right.
round, or you're going to stick with Niedermeyer, you're going to go with Elias, you're going to pick
I
Jack,
like it.
you're going to pick Nico, you're going to pick Sundstrom, you're going to pick Bruce Driver, Sean Burke, Chico Resch.
We get it.
Driver
Jacob
was a
Markstrom.
ranger, man.
What
All right.
coaches are you going to pick? Lemaire? You're going to go Larry Robinson, Pat Burns,
Jim Schoenfeld.
Pete DeBoer, Jim Schoenfeld for the donut
Yeah. Robbie Patorek.
vibe. Yeah.
Torak.
Yeah.
I actually I don't want to talk about it now because I'm going to get into it, and I don't want it because we got to do it later. So, all right. So
Yeah.
hopefully you guys hop on at 4:30, 5 o'clock. We'll maybe throw a tweet out, let you know exactly what time. But we will be back for a full Uncle Pucker show. And please tell your friends about this new little football show that we're doing. It's a lot of fun. It's every Tuesday around 10 a.m. Eastern time. We come on. We're going to talk some football about the week before and what's coming up. But our main bread and butter are still the New Jersey Devils. So we are the Uncle Puckers. This is the Uncle Pucker Whatever Shit Show. I'm Chris. He's Tony, and the other guy's Tim. We'll see you when we see you.
Peace.
Later.